Good afternoon, Jackie O and Mr. Oro himself.
Hi.
And
Jaxie Boo.
Oh, and our
Jaxie, say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Okay.
Our Jaxie Poo in the back seat. So we have had a really, really good weekend.
Absolutely. Times two. It's a really good weekend. Good people.
Yeah. So we were fortunate enough to be able to list my friend's home that I sold to them 7 years ago, and it sold in a day. And now, by God's grace, they're buying in Houston, and my husband works the Houston market. So I came here with my husband to help my friends now buy their next home. Okay, we're closing on their home in a month, and we were talking about, we spent 2 full days almost, looking at homes for them, and there were so many good options and so many good locations.
Absolutely. A lot of options, a lot of locations, and different features. It's like when you buy a home, you want to buy a home that, like my wife says, you need to drive into the house. What kind of feeling do you feel after working all day, 9 hours a day? You drive up to your house. What do you see? How do you feel when you open the front door? You open that door. How do you feel? You feel like you're at home. You feel comfortable. There's many things that go besides just buying a house that you like on the outside. There's many factors, including that in the whole buying a home process.
Right. So we got to the point where we had seen, I don't even know, I can't even count right now how many homes we saw this weekend.
16
or more. But when it came down to, ultimately, as we all know, we've heard location, right? And so we finally got to the location, a particular neighborhood, and even though it had a really high tax rate, it was okay because why? Because it had so many amenities.
They have many amenities and basically parks, walking trails, very peaceful. And a couple of the things you have to realize when you're outside in the patio, do you hear traffic or not? What do you hear? How do you feel?
Are you looking right into somebody's window?
Exactly. Do you feel enough privacy in your home? Trees, peaceful. There's a lot of things that come with.
What's your parking situation? So, basically, after 2 full days of seeing 16 plus properties, we came down to 2, and we went back and forth. We went to those homes yesterday, and then we went to the homes back and forth 3 times today. To these 2 homes that we finally came down to. And what I just kept reiterating and not pushing on them, but I said, please, when you drive up, consider parking for guests. They have a daughter that will be driving in a couple years. But when you have guests, when you have family, when you have people needing to park, one house had a 2-car garage it was a 3-car garage, but it was tandem, right? So the driveway was very narrow. So this one house was very regal looking. I call it kind of like the Mercedes sports
AMG model.
Sports car, right? It's beautiful, it's good, it works, it can work, but in the long run, it's going to be a little too tight and it's not going to be quite right. And it's so beautiful, and it had better, they like the bathroom layout a little better, and they like some of the fixtures better. But ultimately, the house they decided on had better resale features, better location, better, more square footage, more useful space, an additional bedroom. And so overall, for location, curb appeal, stone versus stucco. To have stone and brick on the whole house versus stucco, whoa, that's like, you have to paint stucco, you have to pressure wash stucco, you have to fix stucco, right?
Right, after a few years, you don't have the same feeling behind it. You really don't, with the humidity and everything else. Nails popping out. It's a different animal. So.
Yeah, so it was just a really good way. We didn't rush it. We didn't, because at first, when they first told me they were ready to relocate, they're like, oh, she called me, she says, Jackie, the house I loved sold, and I'm heartbroken and I couldn't sleep. And I said, don't worry, my friend. I said, no one and nothing can take your home from you. God has your home.
And coincidentally, that same house we're gonna buy is the same home builder I used to work for about 15 years ago. So I kind of knew the product very well walking in there. And that's what I told the home buyer. Listen, I used to work for this company, I used to build homes, so I knew what to look for. So it's a pretty good experience.
Yeah, so the title of this message is Do Not hasty when you buy a home. I'll give you this analogy. I said, look, this one house is super cute and it's got all these cute little upgrades. It's like really cute shoes. I said, of course, that's not the best analogy, but a lot of women can relate to this. I said, oh, it's so cute, or this really cute outfit. But after a while, you realize that you really wish you would have got that other outfit because it just worked better. It was going to be an outfit you'd wear more, that you'd feel more comfortable in, or shoes that you'd wear more and be more comfortable in. And so I said, I don't want you to regret coming home and going, yeah, this is beautiful, but in reality, it's not as functional. And I really wish I would have gotten that one that I would have been more functional for me.
And on a personal basis, yesterday we spent about 3 hours with one of my best friends up here in the north side of Houston.
After looking
we
at
saw
homes.
all those homes. So what happened yesterday when we spent all that time at the house? Tell them.
I don't know. We just had amazing fellowship. So it turns out Orlando's good friend, who he had made working at a previous corporation that they worked at, lives in the area that we're
visiting in the north side, in the Omal area.
Right.
So we haven't had a chance to spend time together since my son was 1 year old. So
He's now 6.
Now he's 6. So we went there. We're speaking about.
We ended up being there for like 3 hours.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Spoke about the Lord, our goals, everything that we had to, everything that we wanted to do, and Lord behold, my wife and his wife got along tremendously well. His name is Marcus Holmes. So Marcus, I'm gonna tag in this video so you can see him, my brother. Marcus and Crystal, we all had the best fellowship ever. So you couldn't have a better weekend.
We didn't even wear masks. Don't be mad at us. No, we wore masks all day. We sanitized all day.
But
we sprayed ourselves down.
They stay in the house.
But
so
we
everything was safe.
Yeah, so it was just a really good day. So we looked at homes all day, and then we spent 3 hours with Mr. Holmes and Mrs. Holmes. So anyway, do not really be careful when you buy a home. Make sure that if your realtor's not trying to talk you out of it, I always joke around, we try to talk them out of it before we talk them into it, because it's such a big decision. Whether you can afford $100,000 or $1 million, it's a big decision. So stand back. Remember, how do you feel when you are driving home? Do you feel like when you drive down the street, when you pull up to your home, are you decompressing and you feel peace when you walk open in that door and you go, ah? Or are you like, oh, it's so tight, or oh, there's so much traffic, or there's so many cars, or no. Take your time, make those decisions. Where are the kids going to play when I have guests over? Is there parking, etc., right?
Plus, the bottom line, it felt really, really good not to find them a house, but to find them a home where they can build memories.
Amen.
It was about a home for them.
Cha-ching!
That's all I have.
That's the general man.